She's back. Two things. First of all, I'm not gonna make this long. Shoot, I shouldn't have said that because every time I say I'm not gonna make it long, then it be long. The plan is not to be long though. So, okay. First of all, like the conversations seem to all be, you know, everything feels cohesive right now. So everything I'm about to talk about is things that are actively being spoken about elsewhere. Okay. I just heard somebody listen. Anything that you know, somebody else definitely knows, even if you don't know that they know it. Okay. So how this all started is, first of all, I had this moment where I was thinking to myself, I'm like, sorry, I was thinking to myself, I was like, it does kind of interest me, maybe even concern me that I was so bothered as a baby. Like, why was I just crying all the time? Oh boy, self-analysis really do a damage sometimes. Like, you got to be careful what you ask yourself sometimes because the answer may not be anything that you were expecting. Not to say that you had expectations, but you probably wasn't thinking it was gonna be that. Anyway, something significant was happening for me while I was having this inner dialogue, and I was just like getting uncomfortable with the idea that everything that I've been saying, no, 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 that's not that, and even if it was that, it wouldn't matter if it was that. I might spoke too soon. Okay. Now that we know everything is a lie, now that we know everything is a lie, we have to decide how we're gonna move next, right? Because you know now that it's a lie. So you gotta think about, okay, so since I know it's a lie, what's next for me? Besides truth, of course. Like that should be the first thing in line. You know, I need to see truth. This is why I've been seeking truth my whole life because I've always had these inquiries. I'm telling you, I don't know where they be coming from. I just be thinking in my mind, like, but what about this? What about that? Yeah, and matter of fact, I just be very curious, okay? And I think that that curiosity comes from somewhere. And the thing is the journeys that I go on through seeking truth, they be very compelling, man. Like I just be like, why didn't I warn myself? Or perhaps the prophecy is the warning, and I just spent so long rejecting it that I didn't realize. Damn, damn, Daniel. I realized that, I believed everything that I was told, but I'm starting to ask questions about things that I was told now, especially when I was a real wee little lady. When I was real itty bitty, I'm thinking about those times because for whatever reason they stick out to me the most. Like the childhood that I had seems to stand out more than moments that happened 5 minutes ago. It had me questioning all my trauma actually. Like, damn, so wait a minute, what if this happened because of this? And to be analytical because, again, now that we all realize that we've been lied to profusely, what are we going to do about it? We have to make a conscious decision now that we are aware. Okay, I don't know where I'm going. CIA, FBI, those names were coming up in the last 3 days, and I actually was supposed to write these all on individual cards because, as they come out, then information regarding whatever they're coming up for is going to come out, right? So I'm going to start like this, okay? I'm going to put whatever is here, okay? I'm going to put it down, and then I'm going to continue wherever we end up. You know, really quickly, as I'm writing this particular abbreviation, it's making me think about school lunches specifically. I always wondered why certain things made me feel anxious. Like, why do certain areas feel so heavy? Energy be so dense. And why, when I'm witnessing certain things, do I feel anxious? Why do I feel everything so deeply, actually? Why do I feel the things that I feel when I feel them? What is it all about? And why does my first years back on the earth feel so vivid, but yet chunks of it missing? It's like this is real clear, but blot all that out. This is real clear, but let's scribble all that out. It's like there are pages and pages and pages of my life. And as I'm going through the pages, I'm realizing that some pages are missing. And I'm like, what is that about? See, I've been on this personal quest, this self discovery journey for years. And what I've learned every year is that, man, I never know enough. Like, you can know a lot, but you realize in knowing a lot, you don't even know that much for real because there's so much information being received on a daily basis for some of us. And as we're receiving all of this influx of information, we're thinking to ourselves, well, damn, what do I actually know? Except for the fact that we've all been conditioned and lied to in order to fulfill an agenda that does not serve anybody but not these. I don't like where we are in life as a society. I like where I am. I love where I am. But I don't like where we are as a society. And in that dislike, in that extreme discomfort, I have to ask myself, well, what do I want to do about it? I can A, complain about the fact that I don't like it. I don't like it. Or I can do something about it. Remember back in the day before we had influencers, we had mentors. Like, remember mentor culture when it was all about those who had been where you're going and all the lessons and the information that they discover on their path. It's about them giving you a particular type of guidance based on their lived experience. Too bad we don't have that so much anymore. We just have people who influence you to buy things. But isn't capitalism the thing that ties us in a chokehold along this? Isn't capitalism the reason why society has crumbled in the first place? Right, exactly. So, I already know where this is going, but I'm gonna let it go there on its own, okay? I ain't gonna jump ahead. Aren't those the hold up, wait a minute. Okay, okay. Oh, interesting. These are this is some notes from this stream that I sat in on, and they were talking about this guy was basically telling you how to get into Airbnb without being like a property owner. Anyway, this has nothing to do with what we're talking about right now. But I do want to talk about that at some point because, this question has risen up for me too. Damn, technically, if the land don't actually belong to anybody, does it does it make sense to be fighting for land or for something else entirely? This is what came out yesterday. Fossil fuel, and like basically littering and like erosion. Yeah, we gotta break this down like we used to do on old school prosperity portal because I feel an investigation coming on. Okay. Um, if I have anything else, I will put them here. Two heads are better than one. Collaboration, just like for instance at House of Wolf, everything is run on collaboration, not employees, not people who work at House of Wolf, people who have ownership, who have the access that the person next to them with a totally different title, a totally different role has. Yeah. Same responsibility and accountability too. Like that's what a co-op is. It's like we all on a steward level have the same standards that we must uphold. Well, like we hold different titles, we do different things, right? Okay. This inquiry that I was having earlier about the land and stuff was making me think about, okay, well, what would make our ancestors happy? Like, what would they actually enjoy seeing us accomplish by way of where we're at now, where we were before we got here, right? What our ancestors did to pave the way for us, right? And then we have to think about like, okay, again, what's the least extractive and what makes the most sense? What can we leave behind and it just like outlive us and the people after us too? Like at least one generation has to benefit from what we do. But for real, it'd be great if we can make it for generations upon generations, right? Because humanity will never cease to exist in one way, shape, or another. It's just how it evolves is really up to us and the choices we decide to make. We've never challenged the system before, really. We just went along with it because we thought we had to. You do have to if you want to be an employee. But for those who are aligned with what I'm building, we're never going to be an employee ever again. We're never going to hire an employee. Everybody that enters the space with us, for whatever reason, they're all building collectively with us. There is no hierarchy. They say lead by example, so hopefully. Okay, so let me get to this because I feel something is wanting to be revealed. I really like this music, by the way. I think I might turn it up a little bit. Okay, I think these can go out the way, so I don't think I have any notes right now. Corporate law is significant. It is really like all eyes on corporations right now too. Amazon just. I feel like Amazon, Walmart, Target, they all get their share of boycotting but like I feel like it's still never enough. Like in some way, shape, or form, people always seem to circle back to being a consumer. And I get it, but also I don't like that for us. In order for us to truly move forward, we gotta ditch the old paradigms completely. You can't hold on to even a fragment of the old world. Was there no integrity in that? Asking you to spend more than half your day at a job in order to afford to be a human is crazy. I don't want you to be an employee anymore. Doesn't mean I want you to go get a business. There's definitely a way to put two birds in one nest. Mm. Be careful not to miss something in slumber. This feels very astral traveling. I'm not gonna lie, this portion feels very astral traveling. So if you don't astral travel, it's probably not to you. Um, it's something about you missing. You may miss something, a sign or something that you've already seen before. Something in regards to a recurring dream. Okay. Hmm. It, there's something about a battle. All right. There's something in regards to fighting fighting someone, fighting multiple someones, but the seven of wands here and the seven of swords in reverse. It's like, but like this feels like the battle is over, the war is over, and you can chill now. Four of swords is very like in a flow state, okay, very much so flow state energy. This very much so chaos, confusion, ruin. You know, there's been many things that could have destroyed you. But it's like instead of it destroying you, kind of like just got a little more power, a little more tenacity, like gave you more bravery. You turn into someone that literally hearing Braveheart. You turn into someone that people underestimated. I was picking up I was picking up your energy yesterday too, whoever you are. Yeah, this is about you overlooking something that seems harmless, but actually could be very harmful, could be very detrimental. Alchemy. You need to, when you go to sleep for the next several days, okay, go to sleep almost as if you're counting down, like you're going into hypnosis. Like literally, you need to count backwards into sleep. Sounds, I don't know, out there, but like that's what you need to do. It's like something is being restored while you are like you're going through a transformation right now, but like it's happening mostly in the spirit. It's like you seem so at peace, at ease. Like if I was to see you in physical form, you would look peaceful. You're setting an example for sure. You're making people think. You're creating more visibility by like just doing what's right, staying on this high frequency, because that's exactly how it feels. It feels very high pitched, actually. That's how unreachable you are. So, like anyone with ill intentions, they can't reach you. Something that you invested in previously is now paying off. I'm hearing something that's getting paid off as well. This could even be somebody getting paid off. Okay, discourse. If there could be some type of legal situation that you're fighting right now, but it's like if a judgment has not already been made, the judgment has already been made in the spiritual sense, and the same is going to happen in physical form. Okay, so if you're about to have like if you're coming to the end of the line, okay, with this case, and a verdict is about to be given, it's gonna be in your favor because like you proved your point without having to do anything, just like show up honestly. You're on a lot of people's minds for sure, okay? Yeah, people feel as if you're like an escape for them. You create a utopia for people to escape to. So when life is kicking their ass, they are looking for you, okay, for comfort, for a safe haven. You make people feel like it all makes sense, even though it doesn't make any sense at all when it's just them and them. You give people a certain type of clarity or redirection, something like that. The folks didn't come out, so that's good. That means that they ain't on the radar right now, which is good because I be like, me and Spirit be going back and forth sometimes. I'm like, I don't want to talk about that. I don't want to talk about that. Nobody want to give them no airtime. What the hell? I was just talking about this, how, I can love you and leave you alone. Like, I can love you and never speak to you again. I know most Aquarius can relate. That's a very real thing for us. The way we disassociate, oof, crazy. Wow. Moon card. what you did in the dark is actually coming to light now. This doesn't feel like, secrets revealed. This feels like what you did in the dark, what you didn't get credit for, what people hid, concealed. It's all being revealed now. Like, this quite literally feels like when you're like crossing over. Well, I can't be like when, but like in the movies, if you've ever seen a movie or read a book when they're crossing over, and then on some accounts they say like there's an angel that like reaches out and says, "Take my hand," or stepping over here to the light. Now listen, if they tell you step into the light, that ain't gonna be an angel. But anyway, it feels like that there's it's like a guardian angel that you meet right when you're crossing over, and they're like helping you, close out whatever you need to close out so you can be comfortable with the way things are ending up. Two of cups. It's like you okay, so this sounds so crazy, but I feel I get it. Like I know what I'm talking about is very somebody is finding ease in what you're hearing. So um it's just like maybe you didn't get a chance to show improve on your own accord, but at this very last junction, like here's that one last moment where it's like, okay, well here it all is. Maybe that looks like, you're not, because you're not crossing over. This is definitely not like I'm talking to you from spirit form. You're not in the human body anymore. It's like you are crossing over to another dimension. This is a new frequency. So like as you're entering the new frequency, there's this angel. Okay, I'm really just seeing the temperance. That's like let me show them, and it feels quite literally like heart clarity. Like people could be like you could be weighing on people's hearts heavily in a convicted type of way. Like people recognizing what they did do or what they didn't do, what they could have done, shit. For some of them, what they should have done. Okay, because the Seven of Wands feels quite literally like all the times that you had to defend yourself, and maybe people didn't even know about it, but like all the times that you had to defend yourself and had to fight your own battles. And people literally they stood and watched you fighting your own battle when they could have stepped in and advocated for you, became your accomplice and was setting up for what you deserved or what was fair and just, This is a lot of the battling that you did being rectified. Like you finally get retribution by way of people's conviction, yeah, but like also that conviction. And I'm not saying that like what is necessary is people to be like, oh, I'm feeling convicted and that's gonna make you feel better. I feel like you feel great. You're at peace completely. You're in this four swords energy because you've made peace with everything, but spirit didn't know. It's like spirit's like, yeah, we know you good, but also like we gotta balance shit out still. Things still have to be fair. Things still have to be made right. Look, what the hell did I just tell you? Things have to still be made right. The Emperor is like the reinforcement of what is just, what is righteous. If ain't nobody else gonna do it, the Emperor gonna do it. Realize wisdom, authority, protection. This ain't strength card strength. This is man, you done been through it all strength, okay? So I don't know. There's, you know, a lot of favor. I've said this yesterday as well. It's the same thing, same energy I was channeling yesterday. Same energy I'm channeling today. It feels very much like you are being shown that number one, you have not been doing it by yourself, even though it, seemed like it. Maybe on a human level, yeah, you did have to open your mouth and speak certain things and all that, right? But like it wasn't without assistance from the unseen forces, the higher ups. They've been with you, man. Look, a lover's card. It's like this is not physical at all. This is very much spiritual. Yeah. Anyway, I'm gonna end it there because there's always gonna be plenty more where this came from, of course. It's just imperative that you do recognize that you are moving forward, and I feel like you need to move with caution. Like you may be even in a big body vehicle, okay? like I'm seeing one of them big old Denali trucks, okay? Like yeah, something in the physical is a reflection of what you earned in the spirit realm. It's like what you receive next is what you earned, but you didn't get it when you earned it. Okay, so this is like back pay and shit. Just saying. All right, let me close it out. Let me make sure you have nothing else, just in case. I'm like, who is that? What is that? Wow. Like I want to like scream, but I'm not gonna do that. That's not gonna be right. I'm gonna wear chains, but like Eight of Pentacles and the Tower. I feel like every time you build something, it comes crashing down, it comes crumbling down. But like that's not true. You're just building with the wrong tools. You're trying to build on the wrong foundation. You're trying to build with the wrong ingredients, the wrong people. But nothing that you did was in vain, and everything is about to be shown to you in this new frequency. You're going to see what you were not able to see before. It's crazy because this tower is like an unexpected for so many people, not just you. When you experience this shift, it's gonna feel unbelievable. You are the unexpected one. People have doubted you. They have underestimated you for so long because of so many factors. But listen, you didn't even have to do anything for real. It was always gonna be shown. You're the real deal. How we feel. So I'll be back. Yeah, I'll be back. 6 of Wands. People recognize. Maybe they couldn't before. Maybe they had people in their ear before. Maybe they had compelling reasons to believe something different. But you're making people believers for sure. They recognize it. So that's what's up. All right, y'all. I'll be back. Love you. Bye.